Pounders. Welcome back. Today we're going to be ripping BBM draft number 81. You don't get a whole lot of news today besides the Olave injury. You also had the Roman Wilson ankle injury, which obviously not good for the potential wide receiver 2 there, but it hasn't been looking good even before that injury. Polk making plays continuous. That just seems to be the narrative there in New England, just every single day, just turning heads, which is, against a really good defense. Jaceki highlights, but I mean, I think you saw a little bit of highlights from all Bengals tight ends today. Just some were stressed more than others. Jermaine Burton making plays in the red zone. Drake London, Kyle Pitts, touchdowns in the corner of the end zone. Expect both of those guys to eat this year. I think the Kyle Pitts slappies from last year are going to be off Kyle Pitts in the wrong year, which is kind of really funny. Because we were fading Pitts last year. I'm on him this year. It's just like Kirk Cousins. Just Google his target rate for tight ends. He's gonna get fed, and he's basically just a big receiver anyways. So, just keep clicking Pitts. He goes in a good range. So does Kittle though. Kittle goes after him. Clicking a lot, both of those guys. Saints, going back to them. Like everyone's having pretty good training camp except for A.T. Perry. Like everyone not named A.T. Perry at wide receiver is doing good there. You got some positive news from the Juwan Johnson injury. So if you've been eating the Juwan Johnson slide like we have, that is looks like it could be a really good value down the stretch. But yeah, it looks like we also had a good day from Mark Andrews, which not a huge surprise. JJ McCarthy making some plays, and you will see JJ McCarthy this year. There's only so long Sam Darnold can hold that job for, in my opinion. Javonte Williams and Audric Estime having good days. This is a sick touchdown from Marv here. I don't know if you guys saw this one. This is beautiful. Kyler gets rid of the ball quick. That's nice. We like to see that. Greg Dortch having a good day as well. Some of the guys have been clicking. And in negative news, RIP to the Elijah Mitchell slappies, which we covered this on this channel. Like there were games where Elijah Mitchell was the clear number 2 behind CMC last year, and they just didn't use him. Like they just didn't care. They just gave him 0 touches. None. So I was not convinced that he was the RB2 this season. And for that reason alone, we've been heavily fading Elijah Mitchell. And even then, if CMC goes down, you're going to see some mix of multiple guys, right? So how much are you actually losing out on if, CMC does go down there? And then Debo eats into that as well. It'll be a 3 running back by committee still. So just didn't love that click all offseason. This is funny. Chargers running back room. What an absolute mess. I sort of mentioned this to a couple pounders, low key, and I think I've brought it up as well in the live stream. They're like, what if it's just, you don't want any of these guys? But Jared Patterson making some plays. Nice little anticipation throw from our man Bryce Young, who goes super late, to none other than Adam Thielen. But guys, we have a surprise for you. And if you haven't already, go down and slap the like on the live stream. Hit the subscribe button. We're going to be doing a 24-hour live stream at 2K subs. It's going to be cut close. It's going to come down to will the people on Twitter transfer over, log into the YouTube account, hit the like, hit the sub. I think that's going to be the difference. But we have a fellow pounder with us tonight, surprise guest, Adam. Welcome to the live stream, man. How are you doing?
Doing good, man. How are you?
And I'm going to continue to power on. I know my headset is probably jacked up because I had the kiddo playing with it earlier. But what's been your favorite news through training camp?
Well, you know me, I've been eating up the Ladd and the Bowers clips.
We'll see if I can.
I've been eating those up. I mean, it's just good to see some football back. Just excited to be getting clips from camp. It's good to have it back.
I can't hear what you're saying, so I'm just going to ask another random question. You ready?
Okay.
Who've been the guys that you've been clicking lately, and who have been some of your fades?
Polk was a guy
This
that
is
I
the
was
improv.
clicking a lot. And with the camp news, it kind of makes you want to click him more. And then obviously, like I said, Vlad and Bowers have been clicks that I've liked. And it's just funny listening and trying to figure out who's the new round 18 picks and how do you like weed through the different information. So still
I'm
nothing.
glad. No, we're good. I'm glad. I'm
Okay.
glad you weren't at least absolutely trolling. You could have said anything. I would have known what you said, which is, you know, that's that trust right there we have in the
Oh
pound.
yeah.
Um, how's the injury news been for you? Have you been hurt by anything randomly, or
I feel like
you've
we
been
haven't
dodging
really.
it?
There hasn't really been much injury stuff so far that I've seen,
Yeah,
unless anything's happened in the last few hours.
but
Um,
we don't know how serious the Olave hip injury is.
I would think it's nothing, but I'm not going to speculate just based off of
Mhm.
how it sounded.
I know. I mean, I guess like this time of year, we're just like expecting the Tim Patrick news like any
Yeah.
day. It's just like too
Someone
many
had,
years in a row.
oh, Roman Wilson, didn't he?
Yeah, we're not sure. Ankle a week to week, which obviously that's not great for someone that has to get cooking right
Yeah.
away as a rookie.
Well, I feel like most ankle injuries are not a day by day thing. Like I wouldn't expect him to be back out there tomorrow, but
It's
I,
not great.
yeah.
But we did sneak in to a BBM room, and it looks like this one might be poundless, which, guys, this is going to be the theme. If we do weekly winners, you're all invited. If we do the eliminator, you're all invited. I have to sneak into these rooms to get some of that EV back from who knows how many stream drafts we've done. Probably around four to 500 total teams. I'm nearing 800 or 900 drafts this offseason, counting like pre NFL draft, the rookies and sophomores, like all those
Oh, yeah.
contests as well.
Yeah. I think I'm close, or I'm like 250 or so right now.
Nice,
Um,
nice. Dude, that's a lot still. Like people don't like
yeah.
that's still a lot of teams, and that's a big time investment still.
Oh yeah. What about? I'm just looking at the guys here. Any news on them? I guess Bijan had the
The
Algiers
Algier
going to have a
news.
role, which
That's obvious, dude. Give
yeah,
me the Bijan slip. Like,
yeah,
I don't mind that at all.
yeah.
I do like one of these two RBs or AJ Brown. Is that how you have it?
Yeah, I honestly have been bringing AJ Brown above both of them sometimes
Okay.
because I was getting so much of 7 and 8 that I
Yeah.
got overweight both of them, so I started doing that.
I'm at 10% both. I'm okay with either one, but he does what you're talking about with AJ Brown in front of both.
Yeah,
Who do you want here?
I could do Brees. Um,
Let's do it.
I don't want to see if Bijan will fall at all.
Yeah. Positive news about the O line. Maybe a little bit of negative news with the Rodgers and Garrett Wilson on the sideline, like fighting back to back days. Looks like it got pretty heated. But let me pull up the Brees shares here. And shout out to Josh putting out another update on bestballoverlay.com. You can now see the last 7 days movement on the players on the site, their current ADP, your exposures on the right. Not only that, you can click on the player and pull up their ADP movement, add another player, add as many players as you want, and be able to compare their ADP movement, which is just such a sick update. But let's pull up Brees Hall, and I want to see my combos. Eight teams. Who do we have? Are you pulling anyone up to this spot? Like, are you going ahead and reaching for Waddle?
Maybe not Waddle specifically, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I once kind of like Marvin Harrison Jr. and like Drake London go off. I feel like you can kind of do whatever you want in this range. Like
Yeah.
Nico, Olave, like Adams, all feel like pretty similar bets.
Let me see what we have for Adams. I have 2 teams. How about Nico here? I have none of the Nico Brees start, so I'm kind of leaning that way. You good with that?
yeah, I
I, I
feel
usually just I usually just mix up my first 3 rounds just about to get unique because we know how important it is to like you're leaning into hitting on these first couple rounds for the outlook of your squad too. And it's not like you can choose how many teams get to the finals, right? It's not like you can like, I'm gonna diverse my portfolio so I have this many of this combo in the finals. It's like you're just hoping to make the finals and you're looking for that elite season or you're looking for that combination that hits. And I think that's why I lean into it personally.
yeah, and I think it makes sense. Like if you're drafting enough volume, you might as well mix it up a lot. Just because if your first round pick hits, you want different options of the second and third round picks.
Yeah.
You know.
Exactly. But if you guys are interested in this, it also comes with the overlay you see on screen showing your exposures, the game totals, as well as the matchups. And you have the little dome game emojis there too. Bestballoverlay.com, promo code Pounders, all caps, for 33% off. And it's draft season's officially heating up. How many drafts do you feel like you have to catch up right now? Where are you like for like how many drafts a day you're doing? Because I'm in
Um,
like full go mode right now, which is scary.
yeah, I don't really do a lot of BBM just because I'm not going to be able to do a lot of volume in it. So I don't feel like
Mm-hmm.
it's worth putting like 20 entries in. I'd rather do like 60 in a different
Yeah.
contest.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
It,
so
it's so it's unforgiving. The contest is unforgiving unless you have like a deep bankroll or you want to you basically want to put forth a ton of money in order to try to make the finals. But
yeah,
yeah,
I'm
it
moving apartments right now. I'm paying 2 rents for the next 2 months. So I'm like,
fuck.
gross, but just
That's what it takes in order to get the place sometimes, and
yeah, dude, just moving
it's
stuff into a
tough.
new place. It's exciting, but it's just like, the whole paycheck's going to rent. So
Yeah.
I can't put
Well,
in the 150 BBMs this year.
and that's dude, honestly, that's probably smart to dial back and that's called maturity, boys. That's called maturity.
Yeah, financial advisor. But no, I mean, I did a lot of the puppies and stuff when they were out. So it was just,
hmm
you do feel like with camp news and stuff, there's people that you want to catch up on, or like people you want to like maybe
Are
chill
are
out.
are you still clicking? All right, let's talk about after this. Who do you like here? Pick 32. Got a couple picks slide from Derrick Henry. Nothing crazy.
Um, can you do by ADP? Yeah,
Yeah, it's basically just the same. I just have Josh Allen pushed up in T Higgs, which I know
yeah.
you hate.
I don't mind doing Derrick Henry, and then we're gonna have to crawl out of receiver
Okay.
because you got kind of some
It's
oppo with
yeah. We get the week 17 Collins and Henry. Maybe lower owned because less people are going. 2 RBs through 3 rounds. That's an absolute fact. I mean, you can
yeah.
see it on the screen right now. How many teams have 2 RBs through 3 rounds? Gotta play to win. Pounders, what's going on, fellas? Welcome to the live stream. If you just joined us, go down, slap the like. So this was surprise. Like Adam was like, hey, if I can make it, I'll jump in. Wasn't 100% sure if he was coming. Of course, he shows up. We're going to link your Twitter machine as well in a moment. But are you still cooking, lad?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean,
Lad over, who's the other? D Hop? Or are you mixing in D Hop?
I have a lot of D Hop, so
Okay. So you like that range?
yeah, no, that's one of my favorite ranges to click wide receiver. Just like 6-7 turn just feels like a great spot to tap two receivers.
Jesus. Pepitone saying 40 tutties for Derrick Henry. Jeebus. You better put put a couple hundy on his over under then. I think it's like 10 or 10 and a half.
Yeah, I mean, you just think with the amount of times, like even Gus Edwards was able to fall into the end zone last year. Like you think Derrick Henry, I mean, age like
Yeah.
32 or whatever, but still,
I I think there might be a little bit of ignoring the O line potentially being really bad this year in Baltimore because we're so used to them having a good O line. Now, Lamar hides a lot of that, but this guy started no receivers through 4, so this might be 2 out of 11 advance.
I'm
I'm
clicking
cool with
Amari
Cooper
here.
here.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go. Want to catch up on these shares anyways. This is someone that I want in that around 14% range. So very, very happy we're on the same page here.
Yeah, that was the guy that I was hoping would fall back when we took Henry.
Yeah. But yeah, like you have Baltimore who O-line could be in the bottom quarter of O-line play. It's just Lamar hides a lot of that. Doesn't take a lot of those sacks. Now, will Lamar, being a Russian QB, the threat of Lamar, will that help open up lanes for Derrick Henry? That's kind of exciting.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think obviously they didn't have Mark Andrews for a lot of, towards the end of last year. So the red zone usage was like pretty condensed because you're not really lobbing it up to Flowers or something like that.
Right.
So if you get something similar to that, like Henry could score 20 touchdowns pretty easily.
Larry in the house, aka Drew, which is the craziest thing in the world. The covert name. What's been your?
I was gonna say you get Derrick Henry against the Texans in week 17. Isn't that always a thing when he was on the Titans? So.
Right, except last year didn't work out.
Yeah,
because Houston ended up having a pretty good rushing defense.
Yeah.
Let's see. Stroud at 65 could be an option. Where's the
Tank is at the 5 spot.
Here's Diggs. Diggs has an elite QB, but Tank, they went elite tight end. Badgeless. Does he pass on? So if we pass on Stroud at 65, we basically have to hope. So maybe this guy comes around and he goes like A-Rich here. If he goes A-Rich, I think we try to push Stroud. If he doesn't, I could be tickled into Stroud at 65 probably.
Yeah, I think depending on what falls back to us with the next pick, and then, yeah.
I have him ranked at 678, and I'm underweight on Stroud, and I'm glad because we're getting this better price now. But I think certain rooms you have a higher percent chance of getting him to fall back, and that's where I'm taking that chance. We'll see. This guy's already got a QB. The next pick is the Tank Dell drafter. Go A-Rich for us. Just one time.
Yeah,
it's been untapped lately.
Yeah, I was hoping Mahomes was going to fall back so he would take him with Kelsey, but
that would have been another option. Is this guy on auto? Maybe not.
It's not the worst.
A-Rich.
Nice.
We got to push him now. We got to push him.
Week 14,
I know there's so many badges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 bad. This room's gonna be. It might be tough to dance around. Which I mean, that alone makes me want to just take him here. But let's try it.
Yeah.
And guys, if you missed the stream from yesterday, we had Hayden Winks on the channel for a weekly winners stream, and I promise you are going to get a crazy amount of value from that video. So after this one ends, go ahead and go to the page and watch this video here. Some absolute crazy big brain strategies that he released.
Yeah, I was listening to it. It's pretty just crazy how much we learned even just from 1 year. Just like what worked, what really didn't work, and just it's funny.
Yeah. All right. Regular ADP has Keenan Allen, Reed, Ridley, Godwin, Rice. I think we do have to catch up at receiver.
Yeah. I kind of like Ridley.
Okay. Ridley here?
I think Tennessee is going to be a really high volume passing offense this year.
I have Ridley as the next up receiver too on mine. And then Rice, but this is maybe not the best team. If we get Rice as wide receiver 4, I'm cool with it. But as 3, I guess it doesn't really matter, right? Like if we go Rice there, we're probably just okay with tapping Hopkins on the way back around instead of, the Ridley
Yeah.
combo. So that's
Yeah.
another way to think about that. I do a lot of that in the Eliminator, where it's like, I know bye week 5 is a soft week. I'll pass on Ridley for someone else in this range just to grab D Hop.
Yeah. That makes sense. Huh.
But we'll see what comes back to us. These rooms have been have been pretty nutty with the badges. They're just kind of doing their own thing. But this
And
one looks
yeah.
okay. Besides 12, and
I will say it feels so much slower with the 30-second clocks going from the 20-second clocks that you're like, you don't realize how long the 30-second clock feels.
100%. That, and I think this would be an interesting study if someone could go ahead and see how long badgeless drafters take to make their pick versus other drafters. I think that'd be, but there are some freaking slow rooms.
Dunze was someone I was thinking about. I would probably wait on that. I feel like I've seen him fall. I kind of like Deontay.
Hell yeah. Now you're talking that. Now you're talking the right words here to me.
Mixon would have been fun if we had not taken Henry.
Yeah, if we not taken 100 RBs. All right, we'll catch up with Deontay Johnson here. We just all saw Adam live turn down the lad click. That's you're growing. You're growing.
I've seen him falling in some of the rooms that I've been in, which kind of doesn't make sense to me because I feel like all I've seen on Twitter has been clips of like QJ dropping passes and then Lad making like good plays.
QJ catching with his body still like egregiously.
Yeah, and I feel like I don't want to defend QJ this early in the stream, so I'll because I feel like players with drop issues, every time they drop a pass in camp, they're gonna get posted. But is what it is.
It's funny because like when I talk about badgeless people too, like to Rohan, it's the people that aren't watching content. It's the people that are fresher to the Underdog streets, coming from their in-season leagues with friends. It's not the people like if you're watching content, you're badgeless. You're way ahead of basically everyone that doesn't have a badge. All right, we have 2 teams to get through that don't have a QB. Let's see.
I don't know if I would put it past. I don't want to count out the people with the QB.
This team has 2 Houston pieces now with A-Rich.
I'm hoping that the week 14 buys will scare him away. That's got to be the hope.
This guy's going Stroud at 75. Naked Stroud incoming.
No, he wants Daniels.
Dude, pushing the QB past ADP with 1, 2, 3, 4 behind us is definitely bold. But
it feels like what you kind of not need to do, but if you're drafting enough, like you kind of should. Like if you go Stroud at pick 65, like you're not getting someone of Deontay's tier most likely at the next pick.
And having the 2 RBs we do
for sure, yeah,
force ourselves to catch up because look, like you're hoping that Curtis Samuel falls to you.
Yeah, which not the worst thing.
No, absolutely not. I've caught up on Curtis Samuel, right? Let's see where we're at. Curtis Samuel goes off the board, 11%. I'm happy with that.
He was just someone that I even remember we were clicking in like the start of the big board and that price when he was like 180s, 190s versus like 80s and 90s is kind of crazy.
He was in my top 3 exposure, him and Mooney for the big board.
Mooney was another one.
Because you know who was there? Wow. It was, who was right next to it? Watch, please. Dear God, don't do it to us. It was Zay Jones. Zay Jones and Curtis Samuel were touching each other at like 178. And I didn't have a single Zay Jones share. And then
smart. Wow. That's tough.
That's tough. That's tough. I have 1% Kamara.
Yeah.
This is starting to scare me a little bit. We can go 4 RB build potentially.
Yeah, I'm
Grab
fine with Kamara.
grab 3 late QBs. We do have some good stacking partners still.
Yeah, exactly. Crazy.
Pragmatic. I'm gonna remember this my whole life. My whole life.
And he's got to be listening. He took Lad right after us.
72. It's a nice
Yeah.
fall from. All right, we'll grab Kamara at 80 here. Can go hyper fragile with this. It would have been nice to get that game stack though.
Yeah, for sure.
Outskilled, yeah. Just got to be better. We just got to be better next time. Ben in the house. What's up, baby? Why did that guy take a naked CJ? He wants to get to round 15. CJ Stroud at 79. This is where he should be going. But
Yeah, I kind
his
of thought.
ADP is just slowly trickling down
Yeah,
where he should be going there. It's
yeah, because like him, Burrow, and Dak, I don't think should be like 30 picks apart or whatever it used to be.
exactly. We're coming up on some major. I was gonna say if Evan Ingram's still there, 87 on Evan Ingram's nice. You have
Yeah,
the Kittle. Kittle's rising now.
makes sense. I feel like he's been mispriced for a while.
Oh yeah, big time. Do you
What do you
like
think about
Jake
Addison?
Ferg?
No, not Addison. You're scared of the.
I'm not scared of 3 game suspension. Like absolutely not. Um,
I mean, I'm open to someone else. I think Palmer also sets up better quarterback option. So
we're getting him at 89. I think Addison's the right call. I think you made the right call.
I
Addison at
wasn't really
89.
that high on him, but I feel like you can get him in the 80s, like late 80s and 90s. I feel like that's fair if he misses 3 games.
It's a nice little advantage over the top 42% of teams that were drafted, where you're getting him for cheaper. And it's someone that we were fading to, so we probably should be mixing in at this price. I think that's sharp.
Yeah, and kind of falling behind at receiver early too. But
100%. This is something that I love doing in weekly winners is finding those spike week guys that go super late that maybe you can leverage a whole offense, or maybe you can leverage whatever that week that there's a down week and it's the wide receiver 4 week. Um, it's a good shout. It really is.
yeah, it's just the Stroud pick just completely threw off the game plan. But
Oh, it does. It does. But at least we have late stacking partners. Like I'd be completely cool with a Watson, Levis, and Bryce Young team.
yeah, for sure.
It's just you now have to pray that in the badgeless room that you're still in that you're getting those guys.
Yeah,
But let's see if anyone's he double taps QB here. I think that's really nice. Jane Daniels and Dak for
Daniels.
OJ Simpson.
That's a nice combo if you have like Terry and Lamb. I feel like that's a really
He's
but
got Lamb.
not Terry, but
He'll probably stack him with the fullback, Ben Sinnott.
yeah, he is. I haven't really heard much out of him other than I got that report that he was like dropping passes, and then that Zach Ertz is going to be used in the red zone. But I mean, I don't know how long Zach Ertz is going to be playing this year. Like
That's all you need to know. Zach Ertz gonna have a role in the red zone. Yeah. Okay. Well, Ben Sinnott, probably not. Probably not. I have been suckered into some shares though with Daniels.
yeah, I mean, he's like athletic enough, and if you have like the guy ahead of him, like no offense to Zach Ertz, isn't like necessarily. I don't think he's a lock to keep the job the whole year.
Mm-hmm.
It's fast-paced offense. Like I get wanting pieces of it if you have Daniels for sure.
Yeah.
The Chase Brown steam has begun. Just went at 101.
Yeah, I take him basically when I see this range right here, like when
Yeah.
Javante's there. Like he should be obviously taken in front of, in my opinion, taken in front of Elliott. And he's sort of like Tajay Spears
Yeah.
in my mind.
Yeah.
So like 101 might be a little too far, but people are probably also panicking to catch
Yeah.
up at uh, exposure wise. I'm trying to get some more Najoke here. I'll give us a double stack in Cleveland.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking too.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah, Njoku getting some positive news. Coach speak about just like it's no secret that they want to get this man the ball. He is a freak and he's gonna remain a main part of their offense. So it's just good to hear.
Yeah, for sure. And I know people have been talking about the Browns like wanting to throw the ball more, like being open to throwing the ball more at least this year. And if that's the case, like assuming Deshaun can at least like get back to somewhat form when he was in Houston on the field, then I mean he could definitely be a great pick at ADP with Njoku and Amari.
Hell yeah. What's your take on Dobbs this season with just the Green Bay receiver room just being super busy?
I like him as a guy that he's going to be out there, and he is a good. He's going to be like running all the routes. He's a good route runner, and I took a lot of him last year. I haven't taken a lot of him this year just because of where he goes. Like I don't find myself needing receiver in the Romeo Dobbs range a lot. So I think I have like 4 or 5% just because I don't really, and I have probably similar exposures to like Joshua Palmer, Lockett, just kind of all those guys, just not normally needing a receiver there.
Right. Here's here's the tweet. Ben Sinnott is so good. He could even be Hunter Henry. Or we could just draft Hunter Henry a full round later. This is back when Ben Sinnott went to 149.
Yeah.
Like this was in May 14th. That is when the Sinnott Laporta steam happened, when they were comparing him to Laporta, and I just couldn't do it. Wanna what? Singletary probably allows us to stop at 4 RBs.
Yeah. I don't hate it. Trying to think.
And then on the way back around, someone like Josh Downs at
Yeah.
receiver, and
Yeah.
then we just start smashing QBs.
Yeah. Like 3 straight rounds.
Right. And hopefully we end up with the one of like Noah Fant and Hunter Henry
Yeah. No,
or Musgrave.
yeah. Hunter Henry has tied my Bowers exposure, which should say something.
What?
Yeah.
What? Are you a Patriots fan?
No, I think
There it
at
is.
160, like, I mean, I know they have Polk, but after that, the receiving room feels pretty wide open.
Dude, there is a lot of merit to this. Like a lot of questions that Love gets asked as well about, who would he put in what scenarios if he had the whole NFL to choose from, being like he's choosing like Chase, Devontae Adams, and he's like, yeah, and I'll put Dobbs at the X. It's like, whoa. All right. So he has a lot of trust in him. It looks like coach speak around Dobbs today too was he improved on his route running from last season, and he has good hands. So yeah, I just think you're going to see a big mix of those Green Bay receivers. If you get Wicks to, improve on last year, if you get Bo Melton to improve upon last year, those guys are still going to have that 15 to 35% role. And then it really comes down to Seawatt's health.
Yeah. And I think just also reports from camp is always like who's running first with the ones. And in all the reports, it's Dobbs. So that's also what you would want to hear from, a crowded wide receiver room. You want to hear that the guy is always on the field. Like that's a good sign. Yeah.
Yeah. You're going to see a lot of three wide receiver sets in that offense, especially with the Kraft injury early. They have a lot of talent at receiver. It's just you're going to see a mix. That's why a lot of people like the cheapest option, but it's no surprise. It's no secret. I am the I am the Wix fader. They do exist. Rick saying I have 36% Bucky and 26% estimate in 164 drafts. Honestly, leading into those late rookies, it doesn't seem like a bad option. Even if you're wrong, it's not like an expensive enough pick for it to really hurt you, and they should have some sort of role in their offense. So I sort of like it. Although like I'm not super on Bucky. It's just
You don't have
I don't.
Bucky?
Yeah, at 5%.
Um,
I just don't see him as like someone that I had to draft early. You're sort of
yeah.
getting him falling too right now.
Yeah, I was on the Bucky click a lot earlier, and I've kind of cooled
hmm
off lately too. Um,
You
just
can get him at a pretty good price. It's just like Braylon Allen now rose up to that spot. Estime been mixing in some of these other guys.
yeah. You taking
Uh,
Jacoby here?
yeah, we get this freaking slide on Benson too.
Yeah. Fine, Pat.
Jacoby, or I could probably mix in Polk here too, like
Yeah,
5% Polk. We
that's
could do Pat
yeah. I was
Fry.
thinking him as on the way back. Hopefully, I can get behind Polk. I was thinking
Okay.
Jacoby just because he was with Kamara and but I mean you
I
have
like the Jacoby clip. I'm just at 14%
yeah,
around where I'm comfortable and catching up on Polk, who's just smashing camp right now. Like I could see him rise from about 133 pretty easily.
oh yeah, for sure. And I mean, I think in the grand scheme of things, 128 won't be a bad price for him.
Right,
Even
right.
if he's been cheaper, I feel like he's still going to get more expensive than 128.
Yeah,
So
I'm a big fan of Jacoby, but I also have an enormous bag of Jacoby in the eliminator where I think he's actually best drafted at his price. I still have 14% here, so
yeah,
he's a guy that we like. The dude's extremely talented. He had one down year with touchdowns, but everyone did that year at the Patriots.
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I don't know if that was a Jacoby thing necessarily. As
But
we
now you
draft
get
tracers,
now you get Bowers, who's going to take a large portion of those targets, and now he has to be more efficient.
yeah,
I'm sort of praying we get Downs to come back to us, but if not, are you? Oh, shit, Leggett.
yeah, I probably between those two with
It's
already having Deontay, yeah,
double stack with Deontay.
the Bryce Young double stack is the winner.
We're at 19% Tremaine Burton. Oh, Downs goes to 135. Such a good click, man.
Yeah, it feels like
Um,
a great price for him. I'm cool with Leggett. I don't really
yeah.
think there's anything that interesting else on the board unless you wanted to get another tight end, but
If we go tight end, then we'll be able to click QBs on the way back around. I don't
that's
know.
I'm cool either way.
Let's grab Leggett here.
Yeah.
Let's grab Leggett. That might if we stop at 4 RBs, we're gonna have a luxury pick too. And realistically, like you could bring in a fifth RB in the 17th or 18th, like
Yeah.
Braylon Allen or whatever, and it'd be completely fine from a cost standpoint. But yeah, we're gonna be able to. Hopefully, we get to work our 3 QBs in there. That double stack with Carolina. We add Drake May as an option. We add JJ McCarthy as an option. So we have some late guys we could do.
Yeah.
Tyler in the house drops a YouTube membership. Appreciate you, Ty. Over at the Fantasy Sanctuary, doing great work over there. Truly one of the kinder people in the space, and I don't know how he does it, but he seems like he's in every single live stream every single day. And Henny gets it. Long-time listener. Congrats. Welcome to the spoons. Drop some spoons. Gotta. All right. Coming back around to us at 11 picks, 152 and 161. 152. This one's going to work.
Don't say
161.
it yet.
We might have to reach on Levis.
Yeah, I feel like if I think we'll see when we get there if we need anything that's on the board, but
Yep.
like I'm cool with if we get Deshaun and Levis, like that's a perfectly fine 2 QBs to start with.
For certain, like if anything, I'm okay with pushing. Oh my God, Herbert goes at 146. What is
Yeah,
happening?
it's a nice price.
It, if anything, I want the 2 QBs that we have the double stacks with, right? Like so, like for our main focus, it's Deshaun. Hopefully, he comes back to us.
Yeah,
And then Bryce Young, and then any combination of like JJ McCarthy, Drake May is in there, or Levis. But I think with that in mind, 161. If we get Deshaun here at 161, we could go tight end here, and then
yeah,
try to push Levis. And if we don't get him, then we go to Plan B, basically.
yeah.
Watch Plan.
What's your thoughts on Drake May right now?
He just seems like he's going to be playing by week 6. I would guess
Yeah, maybe.
he's going to be playing by week 6.
I guess I just
That's
seen what Twitter says that Drake May is more behind than they thought he would be, but I guess Pats fans probably have a better
dude. Like
idea.
how
No,
how
it
do you
just
think
it
how do you
does.
think the beginning of the season is going to go for Brissett?
Yeah,
Right, they're gonna this offense, no matter what, is going to lean on the defense and lean on the run. That's why you see me heaviest on Stevenson, which is 13%. Like,
yeah.
and then Hunter Henry as well. Obviously, that threshold he has to hit is much lower than the other receivers. But like my New England shares are relatively like I like the Gibson click because he goes late.
Yeah,
Baker, dude, the Baker, the Baker roller
coaster.
coaster,
Yeah,
like exactly. One second he's playing with the threes, and then he's just stunting on the ones.
everybody.
It's
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I saw the first report and it was like
dude can
working with the
ball.
threes has a lot to learn. I'm like, okay, that sounds about like what I was thinking, and then like felt like 30 minutes later it was him on Christian Gonzalez.
Dude, Levis goes at 156. We don't even get a chance to pass on him at 161.
That's crazy.
Hey, being in the 12 spot,
Got to do what you got to do. Yeah.
yeah, there's no judgment when you're on the
Does he
ends.
have anybody? At least
He could have
did he go to
no.
get home? No, he didn't.
It's sort of whatever. I think that team's he went 0 receiver through 5 rounds, so
The
he
hero wide
might be
receiver. Yeah.
he might be paying the rake here anyways. Especially like in a room where these QBs go, like they slide, like Goff at 139. Just I don't care if you have any like piece, like that's just probably a good advance rate click.
That's how I've been feeling more and more lately about like Burrow at pick 100. Like
Mm-hmm.
there gets
Dude,
to a
maybe
certain
we should have
point,
gone Goff here at 139 or at 137. Like that just seems like a
I
really
would
good piece
yeah,
for advance rates.
I'm happy with
We
Hunter Henry here and
stopping
close
it. We
out
could
at
stop at 2 tight ends,
I've
or we could
stopped it a lot less. Yeah.
we could try to push Conklin too, if you wanted one of these other guys.
I don't think really, other than maybe like Jalen Wright, because that could be a fun piece to have in the Cleveland game. That's the only thing I can think of other than Henry. But I like Henry because he can close out at 2.
All right, we're double stacking New England. We're definitely opening some options here for our second and third QB.
Yeah, no, I like a tight end room that looks like that. I think Njoku and Henry is
Last
perfect.
click. Last click. Malik Washington.
Not Odell.
Fuck. No, not for playoffs at least.
When you
Not
just
for playoffs at least.
when you
No,
just
Malik.
unclicked him, I thought someone took him at 160 when you unclicked him. I
Oh,
was like,
Jesus. Um, he didn't pull like the best of capital,
yeah.
but I still think he works out a role just because Odell's old, man. Like this,
Oh
he's
yeah.
he's too old. Like he
Yeah.
can't take the house.
I mean, they're
Just too old.
starving. They're starving for another wide receiver in Miami.
Yeah,
It feels like, they
yeah.
were putting out like Tucker Craycraft, and like I feel like they'd much rather have Malik Washington on the field than that.
Yeah. He's going to be in the mix. Like Odell's not, even if he is like, and he'll start as the certain wide receiver 3. He can't take all those snaps.
Yeah.
Can't.
Well, even just like Tyreek and Waddle aren't taking all those snaps. Like
Exactly.
Tyreek and Waddle both were like, I don't know the numbers. I can look it up.
Dude, Tyreek was in like the 70s. Like on average, Tyreek Hill was in the 70s.
On snap share?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let me see.
I'll pull it up. Like, you see some of these games where he played just a few snaps, like 66, 86, 53, 72, 46, 57. Like, this averages to low 70s. Someone do the math.
Lower, yeah.
Now, he left some games, and you could take those games out, but like you could see how many plays. So he also got banged up like before halftime usually, and then returned at some point that game.
Yeah, him and Waddle both. Like I remember there were a couple of weeks where Waddle enters blue medical tent, Waddle exits blue medical tent.
Yeah.
15 minutes later, Waddle enters.
But
just crazy.
Even here though, week 17, like they're getting ready for the playoffs, and you have Cedric Wilson playing the most snaps on offense. Also Waddle not playing that game.
Yeah,
but. Bucky goes. Now we have to probably, the Jonnu click makes sense, but I think leading into the 2.
You going
Drake May here first?
Yeah, I'm fine with it.
I think this is just go get your guys season. If we go, so this is what, the 15th?
I honestly, yeah.
There shouldn't be a ton of people clicking Bryce Young, right? It's just this room, like, who knows? I think you just have to go get your stacks, and then we'll get, like, one of these will be Malik, and then it'll just be whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, we could click Gibson there.
Yeah, I'd rather take a shot on someone than take Gibson at this point.
Like Will Shipley?
Honestly, yeah. I mean, if I have Brees, Derrick Henry, Kamara, and Singletary, I'm not trying to get like 8 points. I'm trying to find someone who could get probably a 0, but could get.
Yeah, right. I would want the 0 instead of Gibson. No, it's the potential of like, okay, what if the number 1 went down in Philly, and then we know Gainwell's not it.
Yeah,
can it Gainsell?
Yeah, no, and that's how I'm thinking when my running back room looks like that, which it doesn't really normally look like that, but that's why I thought like maybe Jalen Wright, because that's someone who could go crazy in that offense. But yeah, I'm cool taking Bryce here. He's also is he the top in ADP quarterbacks?
There's just 2. It's just Carr and Carr. Oh no, he is. He actually is ahead of Carr. So yeah, we'll bring in our double stack. This team is extremely stack heavy. Bringbacks, not so much, but I like the team as a whole. We can sort of is DJ Shark. He's still on the board for a bringback. I think that's interesting. Yeah, he's running with the 1s again. Like Quinn Johnson, even if he's with the 2s, he's going to be out there playing football. He's going to get mixed in with Chark. It's what's going to happen. So,
yeah, I mean, it feels like QJ will have some games and Chark will have some games. Like,
yeah,
just hoping that Chark is the right one and the week that matters.
Bingo.
I saw someone there that was correlated.
McMillan?
No. Closer to Bryce. Or no, wide receiver.
200.
Like way further down.
Like, did I hit it yet?
I think you
Trey
hit
Palmer?
It. No, right there.
Don't say Mingo.
Mingo's been the star of camp so far, is what I've heard.
We can't do this again.
We
can't do this again.
Yeah.
We
If we
saw
had
it. I
if we
saw
had
it with my
only
own eyes.
if we had one piece, I'd say maybe.
Yeah.
Carolina piece
That's
is
fine. That's
it's
fine.
more than
We already have the double stack in Carolina. Like how many points is this team gonna put up?
yeah. I think they'll be
That's
better than last year. I have bought into Dave Canales for sure.
dude.
Um,
Treylon Burks is gonna be playing special teams this year.
yeah, I will say I've clicked him once post draft.
Dude,
I gotta share.
one time's
Gotta
fine.
share. Yeah.
I
Stars
gotta share.
Stars didn't like it though.
Oh, we have Brees. That would be bad. Uh, Donta Foreman might not be as bad of a click as people think. With the Nick Chubb injury news, but
Yeah.
Will Shipley, I like one of these two, and then one of these receivers.
Yeah, something that I think I either heard or saw it somewhere that when you have a guy like Brees or someone like Bijan, like clicking one of the other guy's backups, it seems like
Yeah,
a super sharp thing to do.
yeah. Even you can take that to another level. It's just like you can leverage any offense with any amount of pieces. It's not. It
Yeah,
doesn't just stop there with those first couple
for sure.
clicks. It like Demont, like your Demont goes much later too, and like you're leveraging Gibbs, you're leveraging Amon-Ra. That's two players in the first round.
Yeah.
Ah, I'll leave this up to you, but
I'll do Will Shipley because I haven't clicked a lot of Will Shipley, if I'm
I
being
think we can
honest.
get Will Shipley with the next click. We have two clicks.
Well, then whichever Chark or Malik, who's your. I could go Chark. I like Chark.
Okay, I have 3%. It may as well. May as
Yeah.
well. We got him a couple picks behind AP. Not that it matters, but a
Yeah.
14% Malik.
Yeah.
Push the brakes a little bit. We'll just tap the brakes and we'll hope we get one of these two guys back to us, but we should be fine. If this was like a super sharp room, yeah, maybe we just go the RB first, knowing that we should be able to get one of those receivers. But the Juwan Johnson, the 17th round, like end of the 17th right now, is still such a good click. And I want to say the draft we did with Tyler, we were just scooping Juwan Johnson the 18th.
Oh yeah, I mean that's what I think I had like 4 or 5% before he got hurt, and then the news was like high chance he's back ready for week 1, and then he went
Yeah.
undrafted. And I was like, well, this sounds like the time to get to 8-10%.
100%. 100%. Wow. This team ends up being very strong in my opinion. We're going to get enough points at QB. It's not the prettiest group, but
Yeah.
my God, the amount of correlation we have in this team. And it's not like it's overspending in any one area too.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, who do you want here? It's up to
I'm
you.
taking Shipley.
Okay.
He feels like someone who's already started getting good news and attached to a good offense and leverages Saquon.
See, I have to stop clicking. I have to stop clicking Rashawn. I have to get more Shipley. I have to get more Braylon Allen. Those are definitely two of my main targets.
Yeah.
Shipley not being drafted in every draft too. So if you're at 8%, you're actually overfield.
Yeah, probably by a decent amount too.
It probably runs a little more like 12 to 14%.
Yeah. I was hoping McMillan was going to be there instead of Chark because I feel like McMillan's been a really big riser, or at least he's been getting a lot of buzz out of camp.
Yeah. He's been my favorite click since the 18th round, but I'm still clicking him at his current ADP. As you can see, we're 16 spots ahead of ADP.
Yeah.
On McMillan.
I feel like that's one of those cases where people were kind of overthinking that, like Washington receiver room. It's like, who's the best one? And every one of them has been getting really good reports in camp, like Odunze, Polk, and McMillan. They're all just good. I think that's what people kind of were like nitpicking on. Yeah. Well, me included, like nitpicking on who's better and everything, but they're all just good is what it seems like.
Tez getting good news. Tez right now is a good click in the last round. Also paired with, Bateman injuries.
Yeah.
Tez having a little spark today. But let's peek this one. This one turned out to be a goddamn beauty. Deshaun Watson, Drake May, and Bryce Young leaning into 3 late QBs. Brees Hall, Derrick Henry, Kamara Singletary. Could have stopped at 4. We bring in a higher upside guy in Will Shipley. His nickname should be Wiggle Shipley. Like, this dude, like, literally just go watch his highlights. And yeah, everyone's highlights look good. But, like, this dude's got wiggle to him.
Yeah.
Nico, Cooper, Ridley, Deontay Johnson, Jordan Addison, Polk, Leggett, and DJ Chark. I like the way we draft with Addison as well. We get him the cheapest he's ever been. Even with a 3-game suspension, like Polk should have a role relatively early into his NFL career. Same thing with Leggett, and then DJ Chark. We're expecting to at least be fresher early in the season, so it's really nice.
Yeah.
And then both correlated tight ends.
It turned out better than I was expecting through like 6 rounds. Like once we lost Stroud, I was like, this could turn out bad, but it turned out a lot better than I was thinking it would.
That's when you look at your other receivers and you're like, okay, can I get 2 of these 3? Or and then we ended up just adding double stacks and making it work with the backdoor Polk, Henry, DJ Chark, May is crazy. Is crazy at 180, 128 plus. But yeah, Adam comes on the live stream, puts together an absolute masterclass draft. You guys can find Adam on the Twitter machine as well as in the Discord. If you guys aren't already in the Discord, first off, what are you doing? Second off, it's where we all hang out at night, especially like the Plus EV night streams are always a lot of fun. And Adam adds a lot of value in there as well.
Yeah, it's a fun time of the year to be in there. Just everyone's talking, everyone's got their clips of their players, and it's fun, you know.
It's crazy. It's crazy because like there's not too many like victory lappers, right? And if you want to, like, we have the exposure channel. Here we go, Frank with the 22%. It's fun to throw this stuff up and see. But I'm thinking about we're gonna be probably dropping my biggest fades video soon. That could be coming tomorrow, and then probably a riser video at some point, or just like targets, and it's just gonna be more like a podcast style. So appreciate everyone watching tonight. Adam, do you have anything for the people before we head out?
Not really. Just keep drafting. Join the Discord, and good luck.
Hell yeah. I appreciate everyone watching. Again, if you guys aren't already subscribed, live stream 24 hours at 2K subs. We need to get there. Try my hardest. Appreciate you all watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Pounders.